So these are the stairs to get to Merrill College. We walk them every day.
To me, Merrill is a community.
Home.
Acceptance.
A place of great diversity, a place where people can really find themselves.
Peaceful.
Merrill is global.
It's like a family.
Community-oriented.
Identity.
Resilient, passionate, and proud.
Get our mail.
Let's get the mail. It used to be fun.
That used to be mail. I bet there's not much mail anymore. No cell phones.
No cell phone.
One
no
phone in the
email.
middle of the hallway.
That's right. There's no
That was
email. So it was real communication.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. We came here 68, both of us.
Yeah. It was an explosion, I think, in the world then. You know, you think about 1968 and 69, things were changing so fast.
Yeah, it's really experiential learning. It's always been in the water here.
Yeah.
Merrill was very specifically to say there's a much wider world out there, and we want these students exposed beyond American-centric civilization and European-centric civilization. And this was, so it was kind of like a very fast opening to the entire world when we got here. And if you look at what people have done in the 30, 40, 50 years since, it's pretty interesting how people have traveled around the world and done all kinds of interesting things. And it really started with those early years.
You might be able to recognize us. 1971.
June 14th, 1971.
Yeah.
Somewhere around what is now colleges 9 and 10.
Yeah, there was a meadow we found. Sort of like full circle, you know, coming back here after, what, 40 years later?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I was just reading, knowing we were coming up here, about Charles Merrill Jr. And so the college named for Merrill, he was the guy who put together money, and not a lot, but enough to name the college. And he just passed away in December 2017, age 97. And he said that Merrill College was one of the things he was most proud of. He said, what I loved about Merrill was it wasn't an anthill college. People followed their own path.
I'm passionate and interested in helping the earth.
Making video games and playing music for others.
The advancement of technology and how far we can go with science.
I am very passionate about challenging the expectations against women of my culture, especially Muslim women. Life.
Tarantulas, snakes, vertebrates.
Discovering and solving the inequalities seen in healthcare throughout the United States.
So the co-op is a student-run organization. We have a small cohort of student managers, and members can pay a small membership fee and they get to come 24/7, use the space. My name is Evie Chang. I'm a fourth-year game design major here at Merrill College. I like that I can just touch it. It's not complicated. I'm a game design major and I work a lot with computers and things, and so there's this layer of tech between you and the things you're working on. And sculpting and 3D modeling is so much different than just sculpting with clay. Just getting to put your hands on it, it's relaxing, I guess. And it's given me the opportunity to practice all these skills, not just practicing pottery, but running a studio and community building, all kinds of fun jazz.
Thanks, Andy.
Yeah, of course.
So Merrill's core class has the theme of cultural identities and global consciousness. And we introduced Core Night, which is an opportunity for students to translate into another medium or into another genre the thinking that they had done in the course.
Our core course emphasized a lot about really getting to understand our identity, and I think that was really empowering, especially because it was our first year and one of the first classes that we took, and it kind of got us getting ready to understand who we are and kind of thinking about that throughout our whole transition throughout the next 4 years that we were going to be here. And I was really grateful to actually take that class because it opened up my eyes to a lot of things that I never really thought about until I got here.
I'm really hoping that with the Merrill core class, students are engaging deeply with their own identities, thinking deeply about how their identities intersect with those of others, thinking deeply about the consequence of lives lived in the United States vis-a-vis the lives lived in other parts of the world. From the very beginning, with our first provost, who was Philip Bell, Philip Bell was really interested in the question of change in the world, and he was absolutely convinced that the students of Merrill College should be studying change and investigating change, and to the extent possible, participating in the world in order to observe that kind of change and participate in it. So he was our first proponent of experiential education. He was a proponent of a field study program.
Classroom Connections is a class up in Pescadero, 45 minutes up away. And it's a place where students can become a peer mentor to a teacher and really immersing yourself in a classroom environment where you can learn how a teacher handles situations, how they best effectively teach a group of students, and kind of just taking note and helping out within that classroom, and then with the hopes of one day being able to lead a classroom. Yeah.
So you're planning on being a teacher?
Yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm.
The Focus on Africa class has been created to reignite a passion for Africa and also to rebuild a very necessary constituency for Africa here on the UC Santa Cruz campus, and also in the home communities of the students who participate in class. I'm Melvin Cox, Merrill College class of 1973, communications major. We originally started with 12 students, and at last count the class is now 32 students. So we've been extremely successful. We're very, very proud of that success. And the joy for me, both as an alum and as an instructor, has been to see the personal development of many, many of the students.
So I feel like I'm getting a broader understanding of the continent as a whole.
My experience has been very wonderful because I'm second generation. The most passionate thing that I want to achieve is probably to go back and build on the technology infrastructure in Africa.
So in attending this course, you become eligible to go on a trip to the African continent, and all students who have taken the course are eligible to attend, and we're hoping to fundraise to make it no expenses paid.
Africa remains a central part of the DNA of this college, and that has been very, very important to remind people of, and to really build a constituency that is prepared to take on that responsibility of continuing the connection between Merrill College and the African continent.
But field study really is part of Merrill's DNA. It's really sort of what defines this college. It's a place where students are preparing themselves to be active leaders in the future in the real world. Hi, I'm Mike Rotkin. I'm the director of the field study program in Merrill College at UCSC. Hi, Lisa.
Hey, Mike.
What brings you to Merrill?
Nice to see you, man. My name is Lisa Macon, and my year is 2018, and I'm a community studies major. I've done 4 different field studies, Mike, and it has brought so much richness to my education that would never have been possible if I hadn't actually been out in the field with 4 different organizations, seeing how they interact, seeing how social change actually happens, and it's been really a fantastic experience, and one that I'm so grateful to UCSC and Merrill College that they had this program.
Students at Merrill College have the ability to take courses where there's field studies attached to a class that they take, but they also have the ability to do independent studies no matter what their major is. So I think the students in Merrill have a real advantage in that there is an organized field program where they can actually sign up in any given quarter to go out and spend 4, 5, 6 hours a week working with an organization where they can make a difference on an issue that really matters to them. If it's a field study, it's not just what the student gets out of doing the field study, but what they bring back to the classroom from having been out in the world. And whether that's a returning student who's been out of school for a while and actually had some life experience, or whether it's coming from these field studies working with organizations, students bring stuff to seminars that make the discussions a lot more interesting than people just parroting back what they've gotten out of a book or out of a lecture. So they really bring their lives into the classroom, and for me that makes teaching a lot more exciting.
What I love about Merrill is that it's such a relaxing and awesome place to live at.
The community. It's hard to describe, but just the feel of it.
It's a center for a lot of creativity and a lot of social change.
What I love about Merrill is how accepting everyone is.
Like a very beautiful place to live. People are welcoming.
I love the people and the community.
My favorite things about Merrill is that you can always find something to do here, and also the people here.
Merrill's a really tight-knit community. We're kind of isolated up on a hill, so everyone kind of knows each other's face, and it's my favorite college.
So if you come into Merrill, just be ready to love Merrill and have Merrill love you back.
Merrill is amazing. It's filled with some of the best people I've ever met in my life, and they're different, and it's unexpected, and it's just a diverse community here, and that's what I love about Merrill. My name is Kimberly Runyon, and I'm a 4th-year neuroscience major. Hi, my name's Kimberly Runyon.
Hi Kimberly, I'm Cynthia. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I'm Cynthia Chase, and I graduated in 2001, and my major was psychology.
I took the Careers in Public Service class.
Nice.
I loved the class.
Good.
I just think it was really amazing, and I got to speak to Merrill alums.
I think that class actually encapsulates a lot of what my experience was here. So it brings a bunch of students together from different majors and talks about different pathways to public service. Did it make you think about what you're doing differently?
It made me think about really what my place was here at Merrill and like how far I can go. This is where I became who I am through Merrill.
But I think what's great about that is that you can be a leader other places and you don't lose your identity of this campus and Merrill and what you learned, and you're always connected. And then you'll come back and you'll teach in the Careers in Public Service class, and that'd be awesome.
I think Merrill has opened my eyes to a lot of things that I never knew about before I got here. Really opened my eyes to social justice and how much I love working with students. I think that it's really helped me grow up and become my own person, and I'm so grateful to have had my experiences here at Merrill.
The Merrill ties are strong, and I think we really do create a community and really a family to support generations of people who are making a difference in the community and in the world.
Just the same way that I feel Merrill empowered me and allowed me to find my identity, I want to be able to do that for others and to be able to help others find who they are.
Learning to live with all different kinds of people.
What I will take away from my time at Merrill is the fact that I've made so many great new friends here.
It's my leadership abilities.
Hopefully we can, as a community, can pay it forward to the next generation.
I think one thing I would take away from Merrill is that there's so many different viewpoints.
I hope to take away a greater understanding of the world, but also similar to my professor, Melvin Cox, I would hope to probably come back or to give back to Merrill.
What I will take away from my time at Merrill is the really strong legs I have after walking up that hill every day.